also the bottom, but this time on the right, in the blue, the Protoss, representing Alpha X. It is Asuna.
I was gonna say Asuna. I don't know if it's Azuna or Asuna.
Isn't it a character from like an anime? I know that I know tons of people with the name Asuna.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like it's a really famous anime character, but I don't know. I've never watched anime, like apart from like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid. I've never really watched anime, so I don't know what it's from. Somebody in chat will scream and
Google
yell
it.
at us.
I'm doing production anyway. You can Google.
Apparently, it's from Sword Art Online, but
Okay.
I don't know if that's actually anime or like a book or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But there you go.
All right. Let's see what he plays like. We're on Blackburn, where it's kind of, this map reminds me of like all the maps where we had like this, where it feels like it's close by air. Newkirk Precinct kind of comes to mind, where it was the exact same position. You had this entire space at the bottom that you couldn't reach in the start. And that kind of made it favor air play, more so probably for the Protoss, where like you would open Stargates. So when Stargate's already a thing here in this matchup, perhaps Asuna maybe encourage even more. I don't know if I can say Asuna, but
hey, you say look the Gerald situation. You say it how you feel.
yeah.
And we will respond in turn. Todd.
But for me, it's an even more difficult battle because when I read most words, I have the French pronunciation in my mind. So then that really screws with me.
No one's gonna stop you. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely be seeing the Stargate. That's what I would expect, right? In which case the Adept goes hand in hand, and that is what we are seeing. Though Namshar's gonna get a nice little scout in here. Doesn't really scout too much. Not really even gonna have the muscle to take down a singular probe. So, you know, for now, just kind of just getting a little marathon in.
Actually opened with the Zealot here, yeah. He didn't want to be, or he couldn't be walled off, perhaps, just yet. And I guess he's gonna have that as something that he can leave in his wall. It might seem like, oh yeah, like it's 100 minerals. It's pretty annoying to make that. Like Zealots are useless. But then when Asuna finally has 2 Adepts here and he walls off, he's gonna have that one Zealot guarding the wall perfectly.
Oh, the around town Zergling as well.
Loosh.
Does finally get taken out. Black. And there's the wall off. You know, one thing I do like, Todd, by the way, is how quickly we get into some of these games, like on the B stream. The A stream, as lovely as it is, there's a lot of like, oh, here's the maps. There's a lot more like in-depth analysis because of how smart and big brain all the casters are. And of course, you're big brain and smart yourself. I'm not trying to take anything from you, but I do love that we're just like, right, next game, let's go, cue it up, and we just get into these real quick scenarios. I am enjoying that.
That's what it's all about, the games. Let's get into games. Let's watch some games.
Absolutely. And there's the first Oracle, as kind of predicted here. We'll see if it's going to be a double Oracle play, but as Namshar, you got to be expecting the Stargate, right?
Yeah.
So already the Spore Crawler is going to be going up in the main and in the natural.
Oh, the pylon is late! Oh my god, the third base. He was supposed to have made the pylon, which would have, like, blocked off those units from getting, like, surrounded by all the links.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Yeah, because you kind of park the Adept on the side, don't you? And then it's kind of like a mini wall off and protects the Adept from getting surrounded. But no, Namshar was catching Asuna out there.
I kind of feel like Namshar was trying to commit to sniping the third base, but then he was like, alright, I'll just make these few links. So he gets a cost-effective trade with the snipe on those units, then he gets one probe, but yeah, obviously he can't get the Nexus now. That would be an overcommitment. He probably wouldn't get it, and he would lose a ton of units trying to get it. So I kind of like that he didn't overcommit.
Sees a double Oracle there. There's no shield battery here for this Stalker, so gotta be careful. Those Oracles are there just in case, but I mean, I feel like making double Oracle and then kind of just parking them outside of your main is, or your natural, is kind of a bit of an underwhelming play.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of these links. They're forcing that. See, as soon as I was trying to fly across the map, but now he has to come back to defend against this. So Namshar is making this happen. Meanwhile, the drone counts. It's kind of getting out of control. 50 right now, 4 more in production tab. 4 overlords. He's already out of 90. Is he just gonna spam units? Why is he making this many?
That's the thing. I mean, right now he's able to just econ because he knows there's no pressure coming from Asuna really, apart from these oracles. Though that number has gone up to 3 now. There are 3 queens waiting.
Are you not an anime guy, by the way? Like, do you not watch any, or just a few? Or?
No. I've seen a couple like anime movies. I guess I watched Attack on Titan, but I used to watch it like with my girlfriend and stuff. But then we'd like get back from work, we'd be tired, we'd like, oh, let's watch some TV. Put on Attack on Titan, and it was just people yelling, and I was like, oh, this is way too ear piercing. So we both kind of stopped watching after like 2 seasons or something. But
you didn't finish it?
No, I haven't finished it yet. I will though.
Yeah.
I will.
I didn't finish it either, but actually I meant to, but then I keep losing where I'm watching, like what episode I'm at and stuff, and I feel lazy to go back into it. But it's fun though. I like that.
I've watched Breaking Bad like 4 times and never made it past season 2. Like I just can't stick it out, you know.
Okay, Kairos in production. What the hell is going on? Asuna with see, I'm saying it like you know. With a double Stargate carrier. It's just good. It's gonna be playing pure air, which this type of map where you have the expansions kind of together, somewhat encourages, I feel like, because it's so easy to expand and like protect them for multi-pronged attack. But that's gonna be a fantastic quick scout here by Namshar, who finds out before the first 2 carriers are even out.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the day this double Stargate, but that was on 2 base. However, on a 3rd base, double Stargate feels quite nice and comfortable, and Asuna going up to that 4th as well. Going on to the gold, gold expand, but gotta be careful because that is quite a delicate base to have.
Honestly, I feel like if you're Namshar here, you're so confident because he knows, like, there's literally carriers being produced. He knows he's not going to be attacked anytime soon. So literally just go to 100 drones. Take 6 bases, saturate everything, and then make whatever you want.
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely hard greed here as Namshar a little bit. And, like, Namshar knows that they can hard greed a bit. Oh, Stasis Ward only getting the 1 little Zergling.
12 Corruptors. So he might try and keep down the amount of carriers that we have by just flying in, sniping whatever he can. And then even like trying to snipe a Nexus here and there as well if he can.
How many Corruptors one-shots a carrier?
I'm not sure, but it's more than the 8 we're seeing here.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Must be more than 12. 12 seems like it would be too low.
Yeah, I guess for carrier, but if he can get even just like kind of like you say, fly in, maybe 1-2 shot a carrier, dip out again.
I mean, he's getting an insane amount. Like, this is definitely going to be enough. He's getting like 20 plus Corruptors.
Maybe we're gonna find out. Maybe we're gonna find out how many Corruptors do one shot a carrier. It looks like it.
I got a bad feeling for Asuna here.
Yeah.
He's trying to get Void Rays, but he needs to get a lot of them to fight effectively against Corruptors.
Yeah. And these Corruptors making their way across the map now. So we might see a little bit of a tickle. There's no ground army though, it's literally just Corruptors. Gonna be taking out a couple Void Rays though, these carriers are gonna be batting them away.
You're banished.
Oracles are trying to get involved. What are you gonna do, Oracles? I mean, you get the reveal, but that's about it.
It's like Conor McGregor, he's like, you'll do nothing.
Yeah, you'll do nothing. Corruptors really being brave here.
Alright, Flux Vein's about to kick in, but I mean, even if he chases quicker with the Void Rays, like the carriers are gonna be left in the winds. And honestly, I had a bad feeling about this strategy. Oh my god. Just taking out all the air before he can even kick in.
I think the Corruptors just win this one. I don't think they care about the couple Stalkers down on the ground. Wow.
Yeah, that was
like reactionary from Namshar, but it looked like Namshar built Corruptors, and then Asuna built like carriers to counter it. Like that's how many Corruptors Namshar went into so quickly.
It got scouted too fast. I think like if you go for this, you're hoping the opponent just like makes the wrong units. He's afraid you're gonna attack or something, and then he goes like, I don't know, Roach Ravager, and then he attacks you, and then you have carriers you hold, and then you're in a great spot. But yeah,
the only problem now is like Namshar has all these Corruptors, but what does he really do with them? He might be able to kill this base, but
he's gonna keep killing buildings now.
Yeah, I guess that's the play.
Okay, this is
big wing run by.
The least close game we're seeing today, perhaps, and we've had a 7 minutes game.
Yeah, this is Azuna's kind of getting stretched pretty thin here. Those Corruptors are spending more time in Azuna's base than Asuna is, you know?
I mean, what is he even supposed to do? Because he invested into 4 Stargates. You can't just stop making Stargate units. Like, you have to, but then it feels so bad because there's already so many Corruptors.
Yeah, they're waiting outside of the Stargates, so as soon as the Void Rays spawn, the Corruptors just hammer them. And gonna try and deny this base again.
Oh my god, the damage of Caustic Spray. You can just go for the main with the Corruptors and then flood with Lings on the other side. Like, you don't even need to be cost effective here. If you're Namshar,
Yeah,
you're okay losing everything.
This is gonna be the beginning of the end, and that is actually the end of the end, Todd. Namshar takes that one.
Yeah, I was very scared. I saw the 2 Stargates carriers. I'm like, no. I just don't see this working at all. And against somebody as good as Namshar, you know, like, scouted it instantly, knew exactly how to respond, and made it look like a foolish attempt. Just like doing something to Conor McGregor.
Yeah, we've seen these double Stargate plays today a lot. We've seen it maybe 3 or 4 times, and I don't think it's worked a single time yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm sure you will, but I don't think it's worked out yet. Maybe Zerg have just got it figured out on how to combat a double Stargate.
I think maybe you can go into this, but you have to do like something before, like we saw Astrea do, for example, with Glaives. Like, you do a bunch of damage, then you go into double Stargate, like transition after you've kept the Zerg down on the economy side of things. You've made him worry, and he's still kind of worried. Then you go into the Stargate, and you conceal it pretty well, ideally. But here, there was no like proper initial aggression, in my opinion, and then he just went into it, got scouted instantly. And this air army was never going to see the light of day if Namshar just did what he had to do, and he did exactly that.
Yeah, that was it. And on that map as well, I feel like Asuna had the advantage with the Sky Toss, but like, that's the thing though, right? Like, if you're the Zerg player though, you know the Protoss is going to go Sky Toss. So just like I said, it felt like Namshar built Corruptors, and then Asuna went, "Oh, I'll build carriers," because that's how many Corruptors Namshar just had prepared. So we're going to be going into Berlingrad for this game now. Maybe a different story, perhaps. I would like to see a best of 3 going on and taking it to the full 3 games. But any predictions for this map, Todd?
Honestly, I just hope Asuna doesn't do the same thing. I feel like Namshar, it's always going to be, you know, similar to what we just saw. He's just going to be happy to expand and drone up. I expect Asuna to play more aggressive than this. He needs to find some pressure, some damage early on. But yeah, do not play this type of very passive game where you're just like, oh, I'm going to sit back and build like the Golden Armada, the perfect army. Because done in this way here against somebody as good as Namshar, he's just going to completely shut you down, just like he did.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting the next game like underway. And like you were saying, Todd, I think that if you're Asuna, you can do that play. You can do that double Stargate, like you said. You can be that kind of, I'm just going to build up my army and then come and attack you, but you need to break the Zerg first a little bit. You can't just let them free build up and get up to 100 drones and get up to 6 or 7 bases. You can't just let them free reign that.
Yeah, we'll see exactly like what he wants to try. Like, you know, we've seen a lot of the builds today, like that you can open with, whether it's like a Stargate, Void Ray Oracle, or Glaives Adept. Sometimes there was even like a bunch of 4-gate, 5-gate, 8-gate with a Prism. Like, there's so many different things you can do. But if you just do like a Void Ray and an Oracle like into carriers, yeah, I don't see it. I feel like the game has gotten to a point where all the Zergs are gonna know exactly how to play against this. Keep in mind that was even like the very aggressive approach here by Namshar. He could even have just like played super greedy, like I said, go to 100 drones and then just started spamming like spores everywhere. But then he's giving his opponent a real chance to get to that Golden Armada with like the pure air army. So he took the approach where he could be aggressive while still build up his economy even more and just executed it beautifully.
Yeah, and I think Berlingrad, is a great map probably to play those adepts because you've just got so much room to maneuver. You can come or you can get access to multiple bases from different angles. So it's quite a nice map, I think, to play around the adepts and yeah, offer that as an option here for Asuna, but we'll have to see what they end up opting for.
I got my fun juice during the break between Europe and NA. See that?
Oh yeah? What flavor fun juice did he get? Oh, is that the original?
The Ultra.
The Ultra?
best
What does
one.
it taste like?
Like heaven.
Yeah?
This one is my favorite. I really
Does
like
it
this
taste
one.
like some late game tech? Some Ultra Lisks made with real Ultra Lisks, maybe?
I don't know what that is because I would already have fallen in this type of game, but no. It was funny. I went to the supermarket, like it closes at 10 as well, which is the time we had to go live. So there's like all these people doing their last second.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I grabbing? It's like, okay, 2 Monster Energy, like a high protein chocolate pudding.
There you go.
Like you always look at other people's cart and they look at yours. They're like, yeah, this guy's a degenerate, Like,
Yeah. I
put
love
bananas.
doing that. Like, I always go to the gym quite late, so I'll like stream and then finish stream and then go to the gym at like 8, 9 o'clock. So I'll go to the shop afterwards, and yeah, I'm there with just like the last few people, and my shopping list is always random stuff. So yeah, I definitely get the weird looks. I get that. But hey, at least you got some protein in there, looking after yourself, Todd, keeping you energized for this whole thing.
Actually, I wanted to buy fries because there's like a couple of fry stand next to where I live because I wanted to eat something quickly, like before we went back live. And there was such a line because it's Friday. I was pretty sad. I was Russell, but at least I got my monster, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah. At least you got something, Yeah. The sponsors will be happy, you'll be happy, and I think the cast is going to be better for it.
I'm happy, but I'll be happier when they send me a crate of monster.
Yeah, do we actually? Yeah, when's that happening? Do they take our addresses?
Dude, it happened in the past. I asked enough, and then we got sent a crate of monster. I was so happy that they trust me.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I've had that from an event before where I got sent a bunch, and it lasted me like a year and a half, and just because like how occasionally I'll have them, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. Like I'm set. I got a year supply.
Exactly. Okay, so Namshar has for a little bit of time. We should be starting pretty soon here. And yeah, Asuna, I guess that gives him an opportunity to really, really think hard on how he wants to go about playing here on Berlingrads. It's hard to say like what he has to do exactly. Just don't play this like super passive approach against somebody as solid as Namshar.
Yeah. As you say as well, I mean, just kind of looking at the group as well very quickly. So Azuna's actually like bottom of the group, hasn't won a series yet. Namshar's only won the 1 series, so this could elevate Namshar into that 2 and 3 position, which can get him into maybe like comfortably maybe 5th, maybe even 4th eventually, depending on how the other matches go today. I haven't been able to check in on how they've been going on the A stream, but we'll have to see what Namshar and Asuna can do here.
In the top left, Berlingrad in the reds, playing for Team Psystorm Gaming, it is Namshar.
And all the way down here, in the bottom right, in the blue, it is the Protoss representing Alpha X, Asuna.
What does Asuna make you think of when you hear it? Because I was like, okay, actually, it's so stupid. I shouldn't even say it. I was like Asuna Matata.
Asuna Matata, Asuna Ratata. Maybe we'll see them face off at some point.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
I was wondering, like, because he's like a player I'm not super familiar with, so I saw his nickname. I was like, okay, like, what does that mean? Like, you always get curious. I mean, where did Ratata get his nickname from? There is a band called Ratata, right?
Well, Ratata is a Pokemon, right?
Yeah, true.
So I guess they then both have anime names, Asuna and Ratata. I always struggle with Ratata though, because I always want to say more tatatas than there are, so I always want to be like Ratatatata, and then I'm like, I have to hold myself back every time.
Oh God.
I always try and think of puns based on like player names to try and work something in with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't always like Namshar. Don't really have anything for that one, unfortunately. Oh no, Asuna didn't drop a glass, did they?
There is a spirit and there's a soul spirit. But the guy called
Yeah.
Spirit, his old nickname used to be Soul before we renamed him Spirit.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so the other guy is literally a combination of the two other IDs of that. Like, it's just, I don't know what these guys like.
See,
how
that's
did they
where it
come
just
up with
gets
it?
confusing.
Yeah, exactly.
See, like, so for my like kind of history, you know, I won't talk about World of Warcraft too much, but I'm big on my World of Warcraft casting, and we have something that's called the MDI, which is like a dungeon tournament event where you have like teams of 5 players running through dungeons, and it's all like timed and everything. And every single season, it's like the same players, but they rename their teams every single time, and they all jump around onto different players on different teams. So to try and keep track of like, oh yeah, like last season they did this, but they were a different name, and they had a couple different players. It's like, it's so hard to track it all. So
Wait, why do they do that? What do they rename?
Just for fun, because they can.
Okay.
So they just rename every time. But it makes it really hard for the casters. So
Yeah.
Soul Spirit, it's Soul Spirit. They're making it tough for us.
There is a player in StarCraft, Special. He had so many nicknames in the past. He started out as Major. He's like the one he got known for. And then he had a lot of random Smurfs and like silly IDs like Kitty and stuff and all of that. And then eventually he renamed it to Special. But it's so hard because like in your brain, it's ingrained that his nickname is Major, so you're still calling him Major, but no, like...
Yeah.
Now, eventually we got to the point where everybody kind of got used of calling him Special, and hopefully it won't change again, because...
Well, everyone just calls him Juanito, right? Like,
yeah.
I swear, Roddy just calls everyone by, like, their first name, or by, like, nicknames that he gives them, right? Like, Big Gabe and stuff, like, he just free reigns it, I think, but...
Roddy's a memer.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're gonna see a Roddy build in this game, actually, speaking of the devil. We do see the Stargate. Oh, not the Phoenix that we were hoping for.
It's a Void Ray first. That third base, by the way, very quick. Here, before the 4 minutes mark. His expo wasn't even like fully properly saturated just yet. That should give a lot of confidence for Namshar to drone up. Look at that production tab. Literally just pure drone. He's in Zerg heaven. He was already in game number 1 in Zerg heaven. Where he got up to so many bases barely being attacked. But now he's back in it.
Who feels more comfortable in that position? I mean, I imagine the Zerg, when they see that there's no early game aggression from the Protoss, and they go, right, I can really just run up here. Is it like you're saying, just a Zerg heaven here?
Yeah, I think Namshar is probably very happy with how this is going. Scout-wise, he wasn't able to see what was at the back of the main, but he saw the Stargate, he saw that there was a Void Ray first. And when there is a Void Ray first, you might as well also like time really well the spores that you're gonna get. Because you don't know if there's going to be an Oracle after or something, right? So
yeah,
you're going to have to get spores, but the fact that you don't have to get them immediately, that's potentially 2 or 3 drones that are going to be mining minerals for a little bit longer. So you're min-maxing on every little thing like this.
Yeah, and as you're saying, like, this Void Ray opener, not quite as common. I definitely haven't seen it as much this specific event, right? Like the DreamHack, I haven't seen it quite as much, but... yeah, definitely more common to see the Oracle. But the last few Protoss games that we've been playing, it seems like the Void Ray is the favorite.
Dude, how is that? I thought he had closed the gates with a gate for a second. There's actually space.
That looks like a really weird kind of wall off. That...
if I do that, all my stuff will be stuck, for sure.
Yeah, you're never getting past the double zealot, you know.
I'm sure happy to be spreading creep undenied as well. Fully. And he's going up to a lot of extractors very early here.
Well, like we said, if Asuna's not going to apply any pressure, then Namshar's just going to do that. Just going to macro up.
Yeah, 60 drones to 41 probes right now.
Yeah. We see Asuna, though, moving out across the map. Might have a little bit of damage prepped here. Might be able to get something.
Yeah, this is those Zeros, but they don't have charge. Oh, they do have charge.
Oh, warping up in the high ground as well to surround these roaches, but the Void Ray's too weak to come back into the fray. The Queen's going the long way around. The Void Ray's just totally broken that Queen's kneecaps, but these roaches are going to clean this up.
Yeah.
This Void Ray's got to get out of there.
Even with charge, it's Zealots against roaches, so... Roach is going to deal with that really, really well, and as long as you have some Queens behind it, it's okay. And Namshar with an easy defense, 110 to 60 supply. But just be like, alright, you're not even on my level, dude. I'm just gonna get you out of there ASAP. And he's morphing some units as well as producing. Actually, he's making drones.
this counterattack, I mean, we said from Asuna, right, you can't just let Namshar have their macro game and just free reign econ the way that they want to. But Azuna's done that. The attack has come in a little bit too late, and now Namshar can just come with this counterattack because he's got the economy to just completely remax so quickly. Look at the bank on Namshar. He's absolutely chilling.
Yeah. 66 workers to 44, and yeah, he's going to be killing a lot of probes there as well.
The Void Rays are good here, but once backed off, nothing can really deal with them.
Yeah, there was some Zealots trying to do some counter damage on the other side. The Prism's actually really low. I'm surprised that Namshar didn't click on that fully. I guess he's focused on the other side. Breaking into that expansion, breaking and entering, despite having the sickest wall of 2022.
Yeah, that was... Wait, you're telling me that Wolof got destroyed? What? I don't believe it.
He found a way in.
He found a way in, and there is going to be a third Void Ray finishing up soon. There's no Chrono... Oh, there is Chrono energy available to help kill off these Roaches and Ravages before Asuna loses too many probes, but 20 on the counter. This is devastating damage.
Asuna gets the defense, but... Actually, I'm going to take that back. He didn't defend. He has 53 supply to 139. He survived.
Yeah, this is once again, this is like saying your defense is punching your opponent with your own head, right, Todd, as we alluded to earlier. That was quite a beating there from Asuna. Has stabilized now, but I mean, 20 probes down, and Namshar is in a very strong position.
And the thing is, he only has charge as well, which is probably like... I think even Glaives with Adept would be better. So, like, yeah, charge against Mass Roaches. Like, good freaking luck making anything happen with that. Namshar now he's got a Spire. 73 workers. And again, he's in a position where he can make whatever he wants.
Yeah, look at the supply count, the worker count, the bank. It's looking difficult for Asuna here. I'm not really sure what they can actually do. More Void Rays is good because Namshar doesn't quite have a ground army that can deal with them yet, but 12 Mutalisks on the way, and then that's going to wreak havoc on Asuna here.
You might just fly into the main base and then start killing probes there, bring him out of position, and then attack the natural end main at the same time. I think Namshar knows like this is not a cost-effective trade, but he's still taking it now. Just he doesn't care anymore. He knows he's just too far ahead, and yeah, he's gonna fly into the main. The trademark move. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times myself, and it's a sad feeling. Usually, you just tap out instantly when you see those mutas there.
Yeah, coming over the ridge. Yep, there it is. As cold